So I'm seeing today the club is being linked to Xavi Simon. And it was kind of a slow day, and I'm thinking, nah, there's no way that would make sense. But apparently there's some, it's a little bit of smoke. I ain't gonna call it fire just yet. But apparently the club is interested. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that's a bad idea. I don't think he's the profile we need at all. Here are 4 reasons on why Xavi Simon to Barcelona doesn't make any sense. Starting off first, the obvious. Xavi Simon is going to cost a lot of money going to Barcelona. Like, that's an obvious. And with Barcelona finances, that doesn't seem like an ideal thing to do at the moment, is to spend that kind of money. You got to remember, he just joined RB Leipzig last summer for 50 million euros. His market value I'm seeing online is around 70 million euros. So that's what they're probably going to want at the minimum. I don't really see Barcelona spending that kind of money right now. It just doesn't make economical sense at the moment. Number 2, Barcelona needs a true winger, not somebody who can occasionally play out left. We need a true winger, somebody who's fast, somebody who can take someone on. This is why we were initially linked to somebody like a Nico Williams, why we're being linked to a Luis Diaz, earlier links to Rafael Leao, because if you look at their stats, I know for sure Nico and Luis Diaz, they're in like the 95th, 96th percentile for dribbles, successful dribbles. So they're going to get the ball out wide, they're going to take the player on, and to have that on the opposite wing of somebody we all know who was the most dangerous in the world, and Lamine Yamal, that is perfect. I looked at Xavi's numbers. Xavi, I think, has like 1 or 2. Now, granted, he had an injury, which we're going to get on later. That's another reason, that kind of bothers me. But Xavi doesn't really take players on out left at the same rate as those guys. I'm not going to say he doesn't at all, but he doesn't do it to that level. And I think that's I know that's what Barcelona needs. We all have said the same thing, so I'm nothing special. This is an obvious thing. And another one is, this is the third reason. If Barcelona has 70 million to spend, if we can spend 70 million, 70, 75 million, if we can get him registered, there's going to be no problems. If we really can spend that kind of money, bro, there's better options. If you got 70 million to spend, you could spend that on, I would honestly, and it's going to be unpopular, but if we're going to spend 70 million between the two, I would rather spend it on Luis Diaz than Xavi Simon, just off the strength that at least he fits the profile. I would rather spend it on him. I would rather spend it on Rafael Leao. There's a couple more wingers out there that I would rather have. Lookman is for sale for half that price. Why don't we go after a player like him and then save that money if we have 70 million to spend? Rashford, knowing United situation, they'll probably take a loan with an option to buy. Low risk, high reward, save your money. So that, again, the links to Xavi Simon at this moment just doesn't make sense. And then the last one, which was, one injury doesn't make you injury prone. This is the 4th reason on why I think Barcelona being linked to Xavi doesn't make sense. And this is a small one, but this is something to pay attention to. He had a serious ankle injury just several months ago, I'll say. If you're going to be spending that kind of money on somebody, I wouldn't want to spend that money on somebody who's fresh off an ankle injury. That's just me. So, I don't, and look, they said it was an injury. What was it? I think he had a ligament tear in his ankle, and he had to get surgery. And he was out for like 3 months. I'm not hearing anything saying that he doesn't look like the same player since coming back from that injury, because he came back in January. And he was solid when he came back from injury, but again, when a guy doesn't take players on, he's not the paciest and all this, having an ankle injury, a serious one at that, and I want to put you out left to try to, I don't know, that, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So I'm assuming right now it's just rumors, it's just agent talk. They're saying that the board met with his agent, Mendez, I believe his name is, super agent. But they saying they just met with him, and probably some names came up. But yeah, Xavi Simons to Barcelona, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me.